Guna fam, what's good? We're back. I have my transfer guru correspondent here for another Transfer Weekly, where we bring you all Arsenal transfer news, whatever's happening in the club, ins, outs, movement of staff, everything. So yeah, before we get into that, we have a lot to say. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment our videos. Let us know what you think, if you agree with our news, if you're happy with it. Yeah. So Sandile, I'll just let you wrap. Maybe we can. It's been a busy week. I think there's more organizational movements, so you can touch on that, and then obviously go into any confirmed transfers and rumor news. So yeah, I believe Freddie's gone, and you can talk about some movement within the internal workings of the club. Third episode, another installment of inner workings in Arsenal, where we start off with that. So things are happening, it looks like.
Yeah, things are happening, man. And the guys are in off season. I decided to, chill outside, palm trees, everything, just relax for a change before the season.
Pre-season match build up.
So, but yeah, man, lots of changes. I think the biggest things at Arsenal so far have been happening kind of in the background or in the boardrooms. That's where you've seen a lot of the changes. As you mentioned, Freddie has now left the club. Obviously club legend and invincible, and yeah, man, so we obviously wish him all the best. Apparently he wants to pursue his managerial career, and yeah, he just wants to be available when an opportunity does present itself. As far as I know, he isn't leaving to go to another club or anything of that nature, but he just wants to be available should something present itself and not have to go through being released by Arsenal and what have you. And yeah, man, there's obviously talks of Freddie Ljungberg. No, sorry, not Freddie Ljungberg. The man, Dennis Bergkamp, coming back into the club as a coach. Yeah, that will be awesome to see what he can do, what he can bring. He is one of the Arsenal legends. So yeah, replacing one legend with another. Let's see. That will be interesting to see how it goes, and what he can bring to the attacking players at Arsenal. I know he was at Ajax before, but there was something that went wrong with Ajax, and he ended up going and volunteering at the club that his son played for, or something along those lines. So yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens with that move there. But another person that we have been linked to backroom staff is the set piece coach from Brentford. It's Georgeson, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Andreas Georgeson. Arteta looking at bringing him into the club as a coach, I guess, replacement for Ljungberg as well. Yeah, apparently, I mean, obviously, we know that at Arsenal, we have conceded a lot of goals through set pieces. I think I read somewhere it was like 32% of the goals that we conceded, or 28%, was through set pieces. So that's quite a large amount. We switch off at times, and we're not concentrating immediately after conceding a free kick in a dangerous area. So yeah, it makes sense to try and bring somebody with that expertise to the club to kind of assist us, not only defensively, but also, in attacking set pieces as well. Corner kicks, we don't score a lot of goals through those. We don't score a lot of goals through our free kicks. But yeah, so hopefully if he does come in, he brings in a lot of that. He can bring something new that can help Arsenal develop and go forward.
And Brentford actually didn't do too bad last season as well. I think they almost made it. The first
yeah, they didn't do too bad at all. And honestly, for me, one of their best players for me is Ben Rama, and I would have loved for Arsenal to actually put it in for him. He's that guy is the nutmeg king. He plays like those guys that you play against on FIFA that just go skills and go.
Usually Bob was everywhere.
Yeah, and I feel like that's how Penrama plays soccer, man. The guy's just, he's just super skillful.
I remember you did say before the show started, you were talking about this guy. And let's hope he makes a move into Premier League this season. It would be nice to see him. For Arsenal, for anyone. If he's talented.
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to see him in the Premier League, man. I think he's a very good player. He's skillful, similar to the Saint Maximum from Newcastle in terms of skill.
Yes. Oh, like that. It's like raw, unadulterated potential.
Yeah. I think he might be better balanced though than Saint Maximum, but similar sort of players in that range, you know.
Mm.
And I think speaking of players, let's just go into the transfers of the players that have been linked with Arsenal. So Gabriel, the old Gabriel that we had, the new Brazilian
Funny enough,
Gabriel.
he was also Brazilian.
Yeah, the new Brazilian Gabriel that we linked to. That looks like it's done. We're only waiting for Arsenal to kind of confirm that. And I apologize for the noise in the background. But yeah, we're just waiting for Arsenal now to confirm. We know that he is in London. He has and he was allowed to kind of go to Coney and get his medicals done. And I'm assuming he's going to be taking just those final signing offs of the contract. Arsenal fans have been tracking they tracked his flights.
Yeah.
There's pictures of him doing rounds, and you know all these conspiracies. There was even a traffic camera that captured him in going to Coney. You know, so yeah, you know, typical Arsenal fanfare when a new player is coming in that we're excited about. So yeah, that looks like it's as good as done. So yeah, we're excited to see what's going to happen with him. There is apparently a 2-week quarantine that he still needs to go through. He was allowed special grants to come to Coney under strict medical guidance. So yeah, I believe after all of that fanfare is done, he's going to go to his hotel and he's just going to self-isolate for 2 weeks before he can actually join up with the squad. And yeah, so we're definitely not going to see him for the Liverpool game. I think it's this coming weekend. So yeah, he's definitely involved in that. Now, what that might also mean for Arsenal is that I know Napoli were also linked with Gabriel, and they wanted to bring Socrates in as well. So again, regardless of whether they'd gotten Gabriel or not, they wanted a player of Socrates' caliber just for depth in the centre back positions, regardless of whether they lose Koulibaly or not. So whether now they actually go and lose Koulibaly is going to be interesting to see, because now their main backup for if they lose Koulibaly has actually been signed by Arsenal. So yeah, maybe Socrates will still go. I haven't really heard a lot of talks around him and his potential leaving. So yeah, we'll have to see. Aubameyang, so another one that's just been going on and on and on.
Emotional Twitter king there.
Sorry?
Emotional Twitter king. He's keeping us on like knife's edge, you know, waiting for him to sign.
Yeah, but that seems to be very close as well. I think the guys came back from preseason or for preseason on Saturday, and I'm sure this week and maybe even by the time some of the guys are watching this video, the contract will be signed and maybe some announcement made already. So I'm thinking that by the end of this week, at least those two will be confirmed, Gabriel and Aubameyang. So yeah, I think those two will definitely be confirmed. We were linked also with Coutinho, the winner now of the Champions League, and the weird thing about that whole situation is that it looks like Barcelona are going to have to pay Liverpool another 5 million rand in bonuses. Because he won the Champions League title.
It's such a weird working, you know, he's all the way in Germany and then he came from England in between Barca. So imagine he didn't even have a great season at Barca, and then now he wins it with Germany. So
exactly. But I think he actually played well. He played well in the semi-finals though. I think he came in late and he grabbed a brace
so everyone played well in that 8-2, bro. It's just
it was a good game. It was a very good game against City. But yeah, so obviously we were linked with him. Ronald Koeman now has taken over at Barcelona and he's pretty much given every player a clean slate. So it's just going to be interesting to see whether we still kind of go or whether we're still in to sign him, or whether that's just going to be dead in the water at this stage. So that one's going to go on for a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure maybe the whole transfer window. We'll just have to see how that goes. So the breaking news is the party deal. Apparently that might be in jeopardy. It looks like the amount that he wants, we might not be able to afford his wages. Obviously, the release clause, we always knew that we're going to kind of have to meet the release clause to get him critical. But yeah, I mean, the transfer, these wages might be a sticking point at this stage, which just makes me, you know, wonder why we kind of pursued Willian before confirming him, because I think we needed Partey a lot more than Willian. And I understand Willian was a free transfer, so there was all of that around it. But, you know, I just, you know, I mean, if you know that the wages are going to be an issue, we are in this whole new scenario with COVID-19 kind of affecting all the clubs. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I still have faith that we might be able to pull it off. It could just be, you know, just reporters making up some stuff as well, you know. So that's
delay tactics, you know, as well, you know, just to keep the deal open, but keep negotiating. But before you move on to the next player, I just want to like ask you, how's your feeling about the Gabriel dude that they're bringing in and what you've seen about him? You think is worthy centre back material? You think he'll fit into the squad quite easily?
Well, look, I mean, at centre back we have we have so much dead wood that any player could come in and, you know, do a decent at this stage. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, look, I think he'll do well. Obviously, when you look at videos, you can only take that with a pinch of salt when you look at YouTube videos. But he looks like he's relatively quick. And what's the nice thing about him as well, what I've noticed is that he doesn't really dive into tackles a lot. Because he uses his body very well. He seems very strong. He's got some pace to him. He does step out a lot from the back line and, you know, to track his man better a lot. So yeah, I think we've signed a very good defender. There's a lot of potential there. I think Arteta's got a lot to work with and develop in him. And yeah, it's very, very promising. But again, I wouldn't want to put too much pressure on him right from the get-go. I think he will need some time to kind of stabilize and get acclimatized to the team, to the league, to the country. So yeah, I would expect David Luiz and Mustafi, if he's still around, to kind of be the main guys, at least for the first couple of games. And then we can bring in Gabriel, bring in Saliba for those 1 or 2 games, or, you know, and those FA Cups and whatever, and the Europa League games as well. Just while they're acclimatized, and then perhaps in the second half of the season, I would be looking at them getting involved a whole lot more than what I anticipate they will be involved initially. Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking forward for them to confirm it. You know, that's all we really need. Moving on. Are there any other confirmed or potentially confirmed or rumors?
So not really. I know the one player that we've been linked to in recent weeks is Hosem Iowa. You know, probably made that name up, but yeah, look, there's been talks of a swap deal with Guendouzi going to Lyon, and him coming the other way. Obviously, Guendouzi plus some money, and yeah, that wasn't rejected, but I think they're just kind of still trying to figure out if it's a deal that works for them and them being Lyon. But yeah, as a player we have been linked with, especially with the recent news that Zidane might look to keep Ceballos. So we're looking at him as a potential, you know, as an alternative to getting Ceballos in. Another, again, very good player if you watch the YouTube videos again. But there is apparently some inconsistencies in his game where sometimes it disappears in games. But hopefully, with a new team, Arteta can bring out you know, with his man management style, can actually just bring that consistency into his game. Obviously, if he actually decides to come to Arsenal. And obviously, in terms of, sorry, do you wanted to say something before I moved on to?
I'm just going to say, it looks like Guendouzi is just like a bidding coin. You know, he's just everywhere they go, they're like, we'll give you Guendouzi, we'll give you Guendouzi. You know, so he's that chip.
It's that rough for him, mate. Like any player that we are linked to, we're just gonna offer Guendouzi first, and then see if they take the deal. If not, then we can try and give them some money. But yeah, obviously Guendouzi is not in Arteta's plans by the looks of things, and he is gonna try and move him off out of the club. And yeah, and it's probably going to happen in this transfer window one way or the other. And in terms of players that are going to be leaving or outgoings, Arteta, no, not necessarily Arteta, but the club has offered Bellerin to PSG, which for me doesn't make sense, especially with Maitland-Niles now looking like he's going to be going to um, to Wolves. But yeah, we'll touch on that in a little bit. That would kind of leave Suarez as Cedric as our only recognized right back. And again, I don't think he's quite at the level where he should be the first choice right back for Arsenal. So unless they are getting a lot of money for Bellerin and they've already got somebody lined up to kind of replace him at a lower rate, perhaps, or if it's something that they're going to try and just get the party deal done, like as much money as possible for the guys that they can sell. Yeah, and it's just a frustrating situation because the players that we want to keep are the players that we can actually sell and get some good money for. The players that we want to leave the club, but it's very difficult, to kind of sell and move on. So yeah, that's obviously sad. So one of those players is Maitland-Niles. It looks like he was linked with Tottenham, and yeah, I would have been shocked had that deal gone through. In strengthening a rival. I mean, not that Wolves is not a rival, but like a London rival. You do not want to be strengthening Tottenham in any way, shape, or form. And I believe Maitland-Niles would have done that for him. And if the move to Wolves does happen to be true, then look, it's a good move for him. He wants more game time. It makes sense for him to actually leave. So yeah, I understand. Obviously, I like our academy players, and I want to give them every opportunity in the world to kind of succeed at the club. But obviously, it's not going to work out for all of them. And yeah, I wish him the best of luck, man. And hopefully, we just add in like a lots and lots of clauses in there, maybe some sort of buyback clause or a first refusal or something along those lines, so that if it does work out and he does become a worldie of a player, we do have that option to actually get him back at the club as well.
So that would be a good option.
Yeah. So those are kind of the two that are being highly reported as potential outgoings at the club. And then there's also Malang Sarr, who we were linked with, the free transfer, who recently left Nice, didn't renew his contract with Nice.
A defender guy,
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. He's a left-footed centre-back, but he played most of last season at left back as well. So he is very, very. So there's also been links of Kolasinac going back to Schalke, or at least on loan for the season. And I mean, if that was to happen, the Malang Sarr then just becomes a no-brainer for me. He's a free transfer. He's still young, so there's potentially for a sell-on value for him. And he can debutize at left back. And with Kolasinac leaving, Tierney obviously is our number one left back, but he also needs cover. And Malang provides that cover at left back, and he's also an above decent centre back as well. He has been linked with Chelsea, and yeah, I'm just hoping that we kind of move quickly on that one and just get it done, man. I think a free transfer for a young left-footed centre back, I know it will kind of make it three left-footed centre backs in Murray, Gabriel has just come in, and now Malang Sarr as well. But I mean, he's young, and he can debutize at left back. So, that versatility is going to be very, very important at Arsenal. So yeah, those are kind of the links that I've heard of. The most exciting ones, obviously, is the Gabriel deal being finalized. Also, the Aubameyang deal being finalized as well. Something before I forget. It was also reported that Lacazette has been linked with Juve, to Juve. I think they've cancelled Higuain's contract at Juve, or he's going to be moving on. And they're looking at it
over there now,
sorry, because it's a
Pirlo. Yeah, he's taking over.
Yeah, Pirlo, yeah. He's the new manager. And again, it seems like all the club legends, man, are finding jobs now. You know, it seems to be the way. So yeah.
Old, man, you know what I mean? Like all these dudes we watched as kids are now like all the coaches of the team. You're like, damn, but you can still play. Like 3 seasons ago, you were doing something. You know,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But yeah, man, Lacazette linked with the move to Juve. Yeah, hopefully, look, for me, I honestly want him to stay for at least another season. We're going to need a bit of depth in the squad, especially if we want to challenge for top 4 and also going for the FA Cup as well as the Europa Cup as well. And I think Arteta's going to be demanding a lot from the players this season, and we're going to need some depth. Aubameyang is a completely different type of striker to what Lacazette offers. And yeah, we're going to need both. And Nketiah is a bit of a mixture of a Lacazette and an Aubameyang, but he isn't quite ready for me to be the main striker to lead the line or he is second choice right now just because Aubameyang is playing mainly on the left wing. But for me, he should be the third choice striker at Arsenal. He will get the occasional games or the occasional substitute appearances in the league, and a lot of his appearances are going to come in the Europa League, in the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. You know, so I still hope that we keep Lacazette at the club for at least another year, and try and get Champions League football with him still there. And I think, yeah, that for me kind of wraps up what I've been hearing from kind of reliable sources.
It's hard today, bro. It's hard.
I have to put it out there that it's reliable sources. It's not just, reading an article on the internet or some speculation or whatever, So, yeah, that's kind of the wrap up for me.
Yeah, no, it seems like a lot still going on there, and I think a big point that I wasn't aware of was the quarantine period. So it actually complicates the transfer period a lot more. You rather get your transfers done early now, because if they're moving from outside England and coming in, because if you do it on the last day, like in October or whenever it happens, they're still going to be out for like 3 weeks, with 2 weeks quarantine, maybe a week's training, so it's that adds another little shift to it. So I wasn't aware. It's quite informative. Thank you. And I think maybe we just missed one with that Salah dude, just to welcome him into the team, the academy dude. I forget his name, something Salah. When I saw it, I was like, whoa, Salah, then I read the name.
Salah coming to
These guys are sneaky with their headlines, but it's fine. And Mari and Sarri is getting, I think, permanent deals as well, eh? So
yeah, look, those two, I think it was actually weird because I think they were announced like when, I think it was just before lockdown or just after.
Yeah, I thought as much.
Yeah, they were definitely announced, and yeah, they just again, I guess, just doing it again. And to confirm.
Okay. So I thought maybe they got a more permanent deal, maybe longer structure. If it was the same deal that was announced before lockdown, then because that was what 2 players we got in. If you had to think about it. But yeah, a lot of things happening, and yeah, thanks again, Sandile. I think we have a better knowledge of what's happening. Let's hope for this week, as you said, Gabriel and Aubameyang before Community Shield. Before we leave, just on a lighter note, how are you feeling about today's preseason? I know it's not much to expect, but it's nice to see us play again. So are you excited?
I am, man. I really, really am, and I think what's going to be key as well for what I want to see in this game anyway, as you touched on the whole quarantine thing and having to self-isolate for 2 weeks before you can actually join the rest of the players. It's when you're coming from certain countries, I think it's France, well, some of the European countries, I can't remember all of them, but yeah, you have to self-isolate for 2 weeks. So that obviously kind of means Xhaka, there's not gonna be any new signings coming into the Community Shield game. So who's actually partnering Xhaka in that game, We've obviously still got Maitland-Niles on our books. Maybe he might just get an opportunity. We've got Willock, we've got Smith who's in there. We've potentially got Smith Rowe who can play in that role. So a lot of the Arsenal youngsters that are there, Torreira's still there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they perform.
Is Danny gone?
Sorry?
Is Danny Ceballos
Yeah,
gone?
Dennis Ceballos, yeah, he's gone back to Real Madrid. Yeah, I mean, his loan has ended. Hopefully, look, from what I'm hearing as well is that he wouldn't mind coming back. It's just down to Real Madrid whether Zidane decides he wants to keep him for this season,
Okay.
or if he sees a role that he could potentially play. But if they do not see it and they do offer him out on loan, Arteta and Arsenal and Edu really are confident that that Ceballos will actually choose to come back to Arsenal ahead of any other potential moves that might be available for him if he was to go out on loan. So that's a positive. But I mean, he's not here right now. So yeah, let's just see who actually plays. Let's see what formations he's gonna go for, because that's going to be quite telling what we can expect for the season going forward. Is he going to go with the back five still, or he's going to go 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1? Willian going to play? You know, so yeah, there's quite a few things that to look forward to. I know it's only one preseason game, and we'll probably know a little bit more once we've played the Community Shield game as to what to expect for the season. But yeah, some questions that can definitely be answered in this preseason friendly today.
Yeah, I hope I get to see Saliba. I want to see him play. You know, I hope today they decide to put him on. It would be nice to see him. You know, everyone's hyped him up. I watched some stuff about him, but I want to see him play in Arsenal colours to be like, okay, this boy is sharp. You know, he's good.
Yeah.
I think you brought us everything for the week. Till next week. Thanks again, Sandile, our transfer correspondent / guru, bringing us the latest news from the Arsenal camp. I think you guys got enough to go on for next week. Let's hope deals get confirmed. And don't forget, share, like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed everything and you want to know more. And yeah, it's Gunakast SA. It's me, Keish, and Sandile. We out.